Hello NFTV Extra. I thought I'd do this video on the second channel since I've calmed down a little bit. Have anyone who's seen the last word? I got a little bit irate. And do I regret being irate? No, I don't. Do I regret the passion? Nah, never will. I think that's what you've always got, especially with me on the channels, that I'll never just, well, we got beat today. I'll never ever do that. If I feel upset, which is rare, don't get me wrong. Since the takeover, before then it was a lot of rants, and when I do rant, a lot of f-bombs come out and stuff like that, and I'll never change because that's my passion. That's aggression coming out. That's anger coming out as well. But since it's been the next morning, if you want to call it that, since the match, yes, I have calmed down a little bit more, and just reflecting back on it, I still feel the same. Normally, when you come away from a game and it's 24 hours later or whatever, I mean, it hasn't even been 24 hours. It's only been 15 hours since full time. So, not even that, actually. I don't regret what I said. I think a lot of players didn't play for the badge. They were literally heartless. And as I say, there's only really Lewis Smiley who takes any credit, and it wasn't difficult, let's be honest. If you had a scoring system out of 10, I think Miley's probably a 6 or 7, and the rest are really, really low. I'm talking 1, 2s, and 3s here, And I'm not over-exaggerating. And I know you can say it's Man City, la 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 la, and it's the Etihad, etc., but at least put a bit in. Put a bit in, please. However, that's all you ask as a travelling fan, is that you put your heart in. That's all we want, and we'll clap you off. The weekend was very, very weird. There's well-known supporters in my middle tier that weren't even singing. Yet some of those preach about the atmosphere. I mean, that weekend was just, I was middle tier. And I've been in that God Man City, I've been at the front, I've been at the middle tier once. Even when the last time I was in the middle tier, which hasn't been that often at City, it's been all right, but that was just... It felt like Spurs away. Like Spurs away, where I was, because I was near the home supporters, you just sense that there's a lot of people amongst you either don't go to games often or it's cooperative. They've been given a ticket or they've got one through work or whatever. Because the atmosphere, there was none. And of course, atmosphere doesn't win your games because the football has to be done, the talking has to be done on the pitch, but it definitely can help you with the small little things, like, just to get the crowd to get the players going, but also equally, the players also have to get the crowd going. It works both ways, but the weekend was just appalling. And I said on the video that I'm partially at fault of that as well, because I am part of that away end. Did I start loads of chants off? No. Did I join in? Yes, I joined in. But there's others around me who I'm not going to name didn't. And it's like, Howie, join in, get an atmosphere going. The lads need it. We're 1-0 doing. We're 2-0 doing. 3-0 doing. And it was... I think when it went to 3-0, it was game over. It really was. The game was over. You're playing for pride, and I just felt that the lads, a lot of them, didn't play it. And normally when the sign of champions, so we're a long way off of that. But you scrape through because one of your star players will turn up, but none of them did. Bruno was horrendous. Snarley wasn't. Snarley just let his man McAtee score. Anthony Gordon, lackluster. Didn't help Lewis Hall out. Bless him. Lewis Hall got tortured. Didn't have any help from him. Jacob Murphy. We could have played with 10 men. Alexander Isak. Isak didn't get a kick. And he was even moved to left wing later in the game, allowed Callum Wilson to come up top. There's loads of them. Fabian Schär. His form's been different this season. Trippier, who was fantastic against Arsenal. What happened? That first goal's horrendous. It's route one. It's basic, and we can't defend it. You can talk all about the goal. The third one in particular, Bruno's not in track of Marmoush. The fourth one, Sonali's let McAtee go. It's the second one, and going back to the second one, I think I'm not pinpointing anyone individually. That's why I haven't named anyone, but I still feel the same way. It's like it was heartless, and hopefully there's a bounce back now because when it was really bad against, I don't think with Brentford, I don't think it was heartless. I just think it was very, very lazy. I think it's slightly different. I think it was sloppy passing, but against Man City, I felt that the heart wasn't in it. You could just tell with 50-50s, headers, getting the crowd going. There was none of that. And don't get me wrong, it doesn't always happen in away days, but occasionally it does. That one of the players, especially Bruno, will come over and get the crowd going. Sometimes Joe Linton does, but obviously he wasn't playing. I just felt it was just heartless. And you give Man City all that space as well, especially the pressing as well. The pressing fell off after about 20 minutes. You're asking for trouble. And then now Man City are in transition and they're not the same team, but they're struggling, so they're going by 2 or 3 players. And they come up with a business, especially Marmoush, who I did a video on, ironically, in November, saying 5 forwards Newcastle should go and sign in January because he can play out wide as well. He was one of them. But everyone knows his name now, don't they? But look, it's disappointing. I want to see us bounce back. That's what I want to see. Because we've seen it earlier in the season, it can happen. We've got a massive game against Nottingham Forest. If we lose against Forest, we're 9 points behind them. 9 points. I think that's done for me if we lose next week. It's too big of a gap for me, especially with the season now in its final third. If we win against Forest, we're 3 points behind them, it's game on. As I was saying, darts, game on! But anyways, I thought I'd do this video on extra rather than the main one because I let the ones on the channel steam down. But yeah, that's my thoughts on NFTV Extra. Ta-da.